What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video today we're going to be talking about what Prince Kaybee said on Twitter. He said that imagine an album that has the same beat throughout. Literally every song sounds the same. Try making an album over a longer period of time to avoid sounding the same. The mind needs to rest for new ideas. That's a tweet he put out. DJ Maphorisa took it to heart and thought that it was a jab to him. Could be not, but we don't know. He actually came out and said that I hope he's not talking about Kabza. I pray. And I understand why he says that, because they've been at it for a while on Twitter, back and forth and so forth. And, you know, it kind of seems like Prince Kaybee is not really a fan of Amapiano and actually looks down on it and stuff like that. And, you know, if you go into the thread itself, people are laughing. This guy says Prince Kaybee didn't have to name drop anyone because he knew they'll judge themselves. Technology at its best. That's really funny. And then this guy says, you just say something, it goes straight to the heart. Wow. You know, it's really crazy, the reactions that people and this guy says, if the shoe fits, rock it. I think that's really funny, and I think he has a point, you know, because when it comes to music, we know the format of you release a project and you wait a while. Like I know that projects, especially albums, are released in intervals of like 2 years or at least a year, so that you give yourself time to tour and you give yourself time to push that project so that you can make the most out of that one project. But it seems all of that is changing right now, and we've seen Kabza the Small and DJ Maphorisa releasing a lot of music recently because of lockdown, because they couldn't do any touring. They've only been doing just the lockdown live sessions and house party lockdown stuff they were doing on TV and also on social media, and they've been dropping music like that. And I can understand that. I mean, if the demand is there, why not release the music? If it's there, if you feel that people are asking for the music and you keep asking people if they want music, they're obviously gonna say yes, drop some new music. People don't have anything to do, so I think they were just trying to meet a demand that was out there from the people, from their fans. And I like the interaction that, you know, the same way maybe you guys will be like, yo, XD, we want a new video, and then I keep dropping like daily videos, and someone will look at it and be like, yo, you keep dropping daily videos and they keep sounding like it's the same video over and over and over again. So it's understandable what he means, but at the same time, he also has a point when he says that, you know, you need to rest for new ideas. You know, it also makes so much sense, because we know that in music you want to take some time and, you know, come up with different ideas so that you don't keep making the same thing. Even when you're working on music, you need to take breaks. I always talk about this and say that, hey guys, you need to take breaks when you're making music, and it makes so much sense. And then he has a follow-up tweet down here that he says that, before you attack me, I have experienced that as a creative. The spirit of genius visits you sometimes. It's not always there. So when you're going through a creative block, stop. The music will sound forced if you carry on. I also agree. It does happen. You know, I feel like when you live in a studio, and when you are a person just like myself that has a studio, like a home studio or a bedroom studio, you need to take breaks, you know, because when you keep going and you feel that rush of creativity and you just want to see that through all the way to the end, at the end of the day, your music will sound forced, and by the time you get to finishing that track, it will no longer be maybe the original idea that you had, and that is really crazy, you know. And then let's check out some of the reactions down here in this thread. So this guy said, must be very painful that old albums with the same beat throughout made your crossover music with different beats suffocate during the festive season. And then he responded like, not really, the figures say we went gold, not bad, not a bad day at the office. I totally agree. I totally understand that, you know, because not everyone follows the stats, so people think that, you know, that music was suffocated because they were not listening to it. So it totally makes sense. And then this guy says DJ Maphorisa released 12 projects during lockdown from his artists, and they all sound like one song. You know, I get that they sound the same because it's the same style, you know, because when it comes to amapiano, like I've said before, it's a new genre. It's different for you to make it sound any different, unless if you maybe fuse it with other sounds. Like if you check out other amapiano producers like Demtuna, they are trying to fuse a little bit of Afro tech into their amapiano and try and make it different. So people are really working on it, and I think that's kind of the direction where it's gonna go. If you listen to artists like Shasha, you know, it's kind of soulful amapiano. It's not the same thing over and over again, but you know, they are trying to give people what they're used to, because when you change a sound, you risk people not accepting it, you know what I mean? So I think that's the problem that you have if you try and change something that people already love. So rather give something that people like already. And let's check out this reaction. It says, but dude, music still needs touches as well. I never hear the drop on any of your songs. Your songs never peak at, and they sound as if they are getting started all the way to the end. Work on your craft and stop clowning other artists. Wow, people are really coming at him, you know. So people feel very differently about this, but I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments about this whole situation. But I think, you know, it just depends with your model of making music, because at the end of the day, Prince Kaybee is only one person. He works alone, right? So he makes his own music himself. But then when you look at people like Kabza and DJ Maphorisa and the other guys, they are like a team. I think they are a team. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think they're a team, so they can get much more work done. And another thing that most people don't get is that when you are releasing music or making music, you don't just let's say you're gonna release an album of like 10 tracks. You don't just make the 10 tracks and then stop producing or stop working. You actually overproduce. Like maybe you make like 50 songs, and then you only choose maybe a 10 out of that 50 that make the final cut of the album that you're gonna drop. So probably that's what they're doing. So they create music all the time. So let's say Kabza and Maphorisa are just jamming in a day. In a day, maybe they might make maybe 20 songs or create 20 ideas that they keep on the side. And then they still see that people want new music all the time. Like maybe every month they're crying out for new music. And they'll take that, they'll release the music and they'll keep dropping it so that their fans can stay engaged. And like, look, I'm not gonna say that I'm not a fan of that, or it's not a good idea or it's a bad thing to do, but I'm just gonna say that I think that, you know, if you do need to rest, then, you know, you're gonna have to take time to rest, but it's not your place to tell people when they should rest and when they should work. But everyone is entitled to their opinion, you know. And I would also want to know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. Do you think that, you know, do you think that you would want music to be dropped like with some time intervals in between? Like, do you like your favorite artist to drop music like, let's say, once a year, or an album once a year? Or, you know, would you want kind of this kind of format where maybe every month you get a project? Like, I know that the Godfathers, they release music every month. Every month they have music out, like they're producing, because they're a team. There's a lot of producers over there, so they release more music than just one producer. I want to know what you guys think. What do you prefer? Do you prefer more music in a shorter time that will definitely sound the same, or would you want kind of music with more variation that comes out in like intervals of maybe a year or 2 years? But you guys let me know down in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about this. But I thought we'd speak about this because this tweet really resonated with me. I was like, you know, I get where it's coming from. You know, it's different strategies. You know, everyone has a different way or business model, if I can put that, because it's music business. Both these guys understand the music business. They've been doing this for a really long time, and they have different business models. And so my next video is going to be about the next tweet that DJ Maphorisa put out. He dropped like a big secret about mastering Amapiano that we're going to talk about in my next video, so stay tuned for that and check it out. And if you're new here on the channel, subscribe down below and drop me a like. I do everything music production related on this channel, and we're also getting into some conversations like this. And if you do like this kind of conversations here on the channel, also drop me a like and let me know in the comments if you appreciate it. But I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.